outset, it has been reminded once more, and with feet, that this house is now navigating, as it were, in uncharted territory. And in taking this slight detour, in our legislative journey, we have assumed for the time being another character for good. In our persona as members of Congress. In the meanwhile, we are laying aside our legislative work as we now begin to discharge our constituent functions pursuant to Section 1, Article 17 of the Constitution. In the manner of speaking, each one of us is now wearing a new hat, a cha-cha. In a constitutional democracy, such as the Constitution is the most important, nay, sacred political document of the country. It has been defined as the written instrument ordained by the people, by which the fundamental powers of government are established, limited, and defined, and by which those powers are distributed among the several departments and branches for their safe and useful exercise for the benefit of the body politic. This definition mirrors the classic political philosophy of Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the American nation, as enshrined in the American Declaration of Independence, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which are the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the government. According to constitutional articles, a good written constitution contains three essential parts, namely the constitution of government, provisions that establish the fundamental powers of government and their distribution among the several departments and external instrumentalities of that government. The constitution of liberty, enumerate the basic rights of the people, which are guaranteed and protected by the state, also known as the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution of Sovereignty, provisions which prescribe the procedure by which the people are empowered to amend or revise their Constitution. Structurally, the 1987 Constitution has all of these three essential parts, plus many more. There are provisions that own none or did not protect. Substantially, the 1987 Constitution is unique and different from other constitutions in more ways than one. Just to mention two. The 1987 Constitution was written by the Commission, whose members were not chosen by the people, but by the incumbent president at that time. However, this saving grace, which somehow mitigates this absence of people representation, is in submission later to the people involved ratification. Then another, there are provisions in the Constitution dealing with issues and concerns which can be more appropriately and effectively addressed by legislation rather than by the Constitution. However, notwithstanding these flaws and imperfections, the 1987 Constitution, by and large, is still a good Constitution. It can be improved and made better. And this is what House Resolution number 77, our distinguished and respected Speaker, is all about. To contribute one stone for the edifice, so to speak, in building a better Constitution, deserving of the trust, confidence, and loyalty of the Filipino people. It will be recalled that since the late 1990s and every year thereafter until now, there has been a constant and persistent clamor for the amendment or revision of the 1987 Constitution. This clamor for charter change is valid and legitimate. In fact, it is no overdue. We have had 3 constitutions since 1935. That is, 1935, the 1973, and the 1987 Constitution. History has told that the 1935, the 1973 Constitutions were not immune from, nor inferior to, charter change. In fact, both constitutions were amended or revised shortly after their respective. And our 1987 Constitution, which was drafted by the Commission and not by representatives chosen by the people, has remained intact and untouched by change for the last 50